welcome to Small Business Studio vlog number 5. Today is Saturday the 21st of January 2023 and what you can see behind me today is parts of the shop. So yesterday was a difficult day mentally for me. I had a real down mental day, so I didn't do any on-camera filming yesterday. So I moved around some of the work items, and if I just move the camera this way, I'm going to start work on the jewellery section today. So this is the jewellery section of the shop here. And I'm not really very happy with how it looks. I did do a little bit of work yesterday on it. I moved a unit around and I'm pleased with how the progress is, but it's not looking quite how I want it yesterday. I did have a delivery of art supplies yesterday, restocking those. So I just shared with you just some of the bits and pieces of restock, but obviously there's a lot more than what I showed you in the clips. So yeah, yesterday I wasn't feeling myself, so I didn't go on camera, but it was a very sort of busy day for Devon art supply side of the business yesterday. Today I'm hoping that there's going to be better daylight, because the photos that I took of the cards and the stickers that arrived on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of the week, just weren't up to scratch. They weren't good enough. I thought the daylight was good enough and I didn't use any daylight lights, but it turns out they weren't very good. So I've got to redo those today. And I have done some more ordering for the shop as well. I actually spent yesterday evening just browsing through catalogues for the shop, all different art supplies and craft supplies, and so I have sort of prepared the orders, but I haven't placed them yet. I need to gauge how the shop is going to do for the next few weeks and months. It's really hard in January for a small high street shops or a small business in general really to gauge where we should be spending and where we should be holding back, especially right now in 2023. There's still a financial crisis here in the UK, so people are still financially struggling for the basics like food and electricity and water. And so things like art supplies, like what we specialise in, and books, if I spin around here, and the books side of the business, things like this are non-essentials. So I have to really be careful about what I spend money on in terms of the shop, and making sure that I don't overspend, and making sure that I've also got the money there in reserve to pay off the bills when they come in. morning, it is Tuesday the 24th of January and it's cold. Again, I feel like I'm saying this all the time now. It's absolutely freezing, and so much so that behind me, I don't know if you can see, probably not, behind me somewhere, my iPad is wrapped in like a towel, and that is because it has stopped working. My iPad's so cold that it will not charge. It's gone all the way down to 10% and it's just stopped. It won't charge at all. I've googled it and apparently it's pretty common when it gets cold. And this morning when I came down and took a photo, it was 7 something. And it's still only now 8.5 in here. And obviously that's because, if you've seen my other videos, you will know that this shop is quite big in its size. And we don't have central heating, so I have just this little push-around radiator that I'm sat next to now, cuddled up with a blanket, and I wear my gloves and 2 hoodies, and that's how I sort of stay warm. But yes, it's so cold that my iPad has given up charging and is having a paddy. So today, Tuesday, first day back after a couple of days break, and I had an interesting sort of couple of days break. I'm still not feeling myself at the moment. I'm still feeling quite run down and not as get up and go as I had at the beginning of January. And this happens quite regularly for me. I'm a bit like a roller coaster. But I'm determined to keep pushing on, and I've still got lots to do. So I have test printed some paper versions of my recent designs into stickers. So those have been printed. I'm going to cut those by hand now. I do still cut all of my paper stickers by hand. Any that I then really like and think actually these would be really good as vinyl stickers, I send off and have them custom printed for me, just because I can't afford to have, I don't have the time or the money to buy a Cricut machine, so it's easier for me to just print them on a paper sticker, like a matte effect sticker paper, which I've actually got some here, so I can print them like this. And then if I like them and I think actually they're going to be good stickers. Now bearing in mind this is my brother printer, I'm quite happy with how they look. They're not perfect, they're not as crisp as what they could be. Most of my days off in the shop painting this weekend, so Sunday and Monday are my days off, and I still came down into the shop and repainted an area that I noticed I missed when I last repainted. So it was kind of a yellow colour, and I wanted to freshen it up and give it a wash of white paint. So my husband started it when we closed on Saturday, and then I had to give it a couple more coats on Sunday and Monday, and I can see that on the wooden part it still needs another coat, but obviously I can't do that during the shop opening hours because I don't want anyone leaning on it and getting covered in paint. So that's something I'm going to do, sort of pull everything away when we close the shop, give it another coat of paint, and just keep doing that until I feel like it's covered properly. So that was in the jewellery area, which I also spent a little bit of Monday resorting, because one of the things I really want to do this year inside the shop is to make it a more attractive place to browse and spend time in. I sometimes feel like because I'm here all the time, I don't notice so much when things aren't as aesthetically pleasing as they could be. So I'm sort of here in the building, and although I nip out from behind my little studio counter area now and then to help customers find things, to restock all this, I'm in the zone when I'm doing that. So I'm not necessarily looking around and thinking, okay, that looks pretty, that looks inspiring, that makes me want to buy things. So one of the things that I'm trying to do a little bit more of this year is walking around the shop, just spending time walking around as if I'm a customer, looking around and thinking, okay, is there anything else I can do to make the place look more inspiring, to make me feel more welcome and more comfortable? Warmth is one thing I wish I could do. I wish I could make it warmer in here for customers. It's just not possible. There's just no way of me being able to financially afford any other heating systems, but also running those heating systems. So that's something I'm not going to be able to do. However, making it look nice is something I can do. So I'm just walking around and finding any areas that I think need painting. I've got an idea that I want to do for just behind the doorway as you come in, because it's the last thing you see when you leave the shop. It's just this plain blank wall. I started playing around on my iPad, coming up with ideas, which I would show you if my iPad wasn't having a hissy fit and refusing to charge. But I took a photo of the space that I am thinking of and deciding that I need something there. And I started drawing and designing possible things that I could paint on the wall. So one of the ideas I had was just to have thank you for supporting us, or thank you for visiting us, and just some nice sort of circular colours behind. I did a more detailed design where I thought I could paint a nice mural on the wall. I haven't really decided what I want to do yet, but I definitely want to do something so that when you're leaving and the last thing you see makes you feel like you've been somewhere special, you've been somewhere that cares. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully figure out what I want to paint there. I'll show you the space that I'm talking about. And then if you've got any ideas, or if you think that any of the things I've mentioned would be a good idea, let me know in the comments. It'd be really helpful. Because you, obviously, as watchers, it would be really helpful for you to sort of let me know in the comments what you think of the shop. If you've got any ideas or any comments or suggestions on how I can make the shop more attractive and make people like yourselves come into the shop and browse and spend and keep us going, I'd really appreciate any suggestions and help and comments. It's quite a lonely thing running a shop on yourself. I used to have staff. I don't have them anymore since the pandemic. I just can't afford it at the moment. And so it can be quite a lonely process trying to run a shop on your own. And yeah, I just welcome any comments or suggestions or anything like that. So I'm thinking that today, if I get my delivery of art supplies, that I'll spend a little bit of time sorting all the art supplies out, and I'll bring you along and show you putting out some of the new watercolour art supplies if they do arrive today. Fingers crossed that they do. I've also got some packaging of a couple of orders, just small orders of prints to package up and put them into their cellophane packs and things ready for collection. And then I'm going to see what else is on my to-do list. I really want to get myself a physical diary. I've been using Zinnia, the planner app, on my iPad and my phone, and I love it. It's fantastic. I love the whole aesthetics of it. I love how it looks. I love that I can do it on my phone and my iPad, and it's a really fantastic app that I am going to still continue to use. I've paid for the year's subscription, and it's a really good way that I'm using to sort of like document everything that I do in photos. I can put photos on it and everything, but I've also got just like a really basic diary for the shop. But I miss having a planner. I used to have a planner where I put planner stickers in and made it all look pretty and things like that as well. And I think what would be nice if I got myself a 2023 planner that I can put stickers in and that I can use, you know, fancy colours and decoration and doodles and things in. I think I need a physical one as well as having a digital one. So I'm going to look around and see if there's any good planners on Etsy, any sort of custom design ones from fellow designers and hand makers. Failing that, then I'll have to look on the internet and see, because there's no local shops here that sell planners. They sell diaries, which is obviously where I picked this one up, but they don't sell planners. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can find one online. That will be something that I can keep probably open on the counter in front of me, and it's just something that will look pleasing to the eye, and that I can use stickers and things in. Probably a bit more inspirational than a plain black diary that I use for business. So I got cut short the other day on Saturday, and that was because the day was a really busy day. And so as I was filming, I sort of got cut off from what I was saying, and I can't actually remember what I was saying, but I just remember I got cut off. And there was a steady stream of customers on that Saturday, which was really, really good. And I'm so grateful, especially if any of you are those that came in, any of you watching now are those that came in and spent with us on Saturday in the shop. It was fantastic, and not something you get very often on a Saturday, a good day like that. So I'm really grateful and thankful. And it just meant that I wasn't able to film much for you, because I don't really know yet about how I feel about filming customers coming in the shop. I don't think it's probably a good idea to sort of film that. I might find a way of which maybe I can film so it's just me packaging the items and maybe customer hands but not faces. and so that you can see a little bit of what it's like serving customers and things like that, but without intruding on the privacy of the customers that are coming into the shop. So I'm having a think on that one. This year I will actually be celebrating my 10 years as a limited company. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'm going to get back to my day and a completely separate video on celebrating 10 years as a limited company owner, 12 or 13 years as a small business owner, but 10 years as a limited company owner. So it is currently coming up 2 o'clock on Thursday the 26th of January, and I've come on just to quickly end this vlog. Say goodbye, say thank you again for watching another studio vlog. And yeah, it's been a strange old day today. I had a great big list of things that I needed to get done or wanted to get done, and I've got absolutely none of those done. but I have moved the shop around a lot. So I will be back again soon with another studio vlog, and I've actually got some videos upcoming with some art tutorials. I'm getting back into my art, some new product reviews as well, so I've got some of those coming up, and lots more arty and creative content coming to the channel soon. I've been working on those sorts of videos again, and just got to go through and edit some of them, and yeah, I'm hoping to fill the channel with lots more creative content and more studio vlogs too. If you've got any questions at all, or if there's any particular things you're interested in finding out about or seeing more of here on the channel, let me know and I'll do my best. Thanks again for watching. Bye.